Hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, this is Gregory Wilds coming live to you from Houston, Texas with this inspirational morning talk. For first-time listeners, I'm on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:45. Um, 8:45 a.m. Central Time. I'm like 2 minutes late today, but that's all good. I'm gonna still get it out. But hey, how is it doing wherever you guys are? Hope you guys having a great weather and a great day, getting ready for the weekend. So I'm gonna just be quick today and give you this little word of motivation to get you into the weekend. Something to think about for the weekend, man. What we're gonna talk about today is training up a child. Train up a child in the way he should go. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it, right? Good morning, Jillian. Good morning. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we shed a little more light on it. You hear this a lot. Well, we're going to go down in some scriptures and see how God through Moses tell these Israelites how to train up the child. He gave us some instructions how to do it, how to do this, right? So let's look at Deuteronomy 6:1-9. Deuteronomy 6:1-9, right? And then we're gonna look at it. Xperia, good morning, Xperia. How are you doing today? Thanks for checking in. Yeah, so Deuteronomy 6:1-9. We're talking about training up a child, and this is how God knows His law. Remember, these are laws. We talk about laws, guys, and these laws is going to play out regardless if we believe in them or not, just like any other law, all right? Just like the law of gravity. We got the law of even the electricity and all. When we turn on the switch once electricity, how the law works. The light is going to come on every time you turn on the switch unless something is broken and the connection is broken. But it's a law there that's going to work regardless if you believe in it or not. It's going to run its course. And same thing like these laws here of life. It's going to run its course in your life, right? So let's see. God know this law. So this is how He advising the Israelites just to make sure this law work for them. He's giving them some instructions and just to make sure this law work for them, right? We can look at Deuteronomy 6:1-9. He said, these are the commands, decrees, and regulation that the Lord your God command me to teach you. This is Moses telling them, right? Moses telling them, right? You must obey them in the land you are about to enter and occupy, and you and your children and grandchildren must fear the Lord your God as long as you live. If you obey all these decrees and commands, you will enjoy a long life. He said, listen closely, Israel, and be careful to obey them. Then all will go well with you, and you will have many children in the land flowing with milk and honey, just as the Lord, the God, your ancestors promised you, right? So he's saying here to them, guys, these are the commands. You can give them some commands. He's telling them you got to follow it. Remember we talk about, pastors and all this time, bring your money and all your worries can go away, and bring the crossover seed and bring this seed and bring that seed, and, and everything can miraculously change for you. Leticia Phillips, good morning, good morning. And everything can just change for you. We talk about over the last 2 days when God said, come to me and I show you rest, let me teach you. And the good stuff. Then he talk about be careful of just following those man-made traditions instead and substituting for the law. When you tell the Pharisees that's what you're doing, you substituting my laws for your traditions. So I'm telling you, this is what's going to get you success. This is what's going to get you success. He said, follow these stuff. This is what's going to go well with you if you follow them. Then he went on, and this is 4, Deuteronomy 6, 4 now. He said, listen, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord only, and you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your strength. And you must commit yourselves wholeheartedly to these commands that I'm giving you today. But here we said, repeat them again and again to your children. He said, repeat them again and again to your children. There's a reason why he's saying that, right? You're training up this child. Remember the law said, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart. So he said, repeat this again and again to your children. Talk about them when you are at home and when you are on the road, and when you are going to bed and when you're getting up. Tie them on your hands and wear them on your foreheads as reminders. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. So he's saying, got these laws all around. You're talking about them, you've seen them, so you wouldn't forget them. You know how important they are. So tell your children, bring it up, get this in their head. Get these laws in the head. You're training them up. So when they get old, they're not going to depart from it. No one could take them away from this path. Train them up. Talk about it. So this is what we need to be doing. Talking to our children, giving them, because you got to understand this law here is not only about God. If whatever you train them up to do when they're young, that's what they're going to go back to. If you train them up when you get in a little tight situation, you lie and you steal and you know, that's what they're going to do when they get older. If you teach them that, you know, about but depending on God and his word and all his promises, when they get older, that's what they're going to come back to. Doesn't mind right now they're a little rebellious and they're playing, they're not listening to you, and you know, they're going through a little rebellious stage. It doesn't matter. This law going to play out. When they get older, they're going to come right back to whatever you teach them. Whatever you teach them. You can have twins, identical twins, and you put one to grow up in one environment and you put the next one in that environment. And their life is going to be of what they learn. Whoever trained them up when they become adults, that's what they're going to have. That's the values they're going to have, and a whole secret to, and that's how their life is going to be dictated, even though they were identical twins. Right? So that's why this training up thing is serious. Whatever you train them up to be. So God's saying the best thing you can do is train them up in my word. Train them up in my word. Because if you don't train them up in my word, something can take the place. If you teach them, you know, you're going to church all the time, but when trouble comes, you gone to somebody, get to read, you gone to the psych, you get to read your palm, or you want some quick fix and you got a court case coming up and they're going to tell you go and, you know, do this ritual and go with this red rag around your head or something in your pocket and all that, you're going to win the court case. And not depending on God's word, right? He said, whatever you train them up to do, that's what they're going to do. So he's advising the Israelites, man, you repeat this again and again to your children. Repeat it to your children. Talk to them about it at home, when you are on the road, when you are going to bed, when you are getting up. Tie them on your hands and wear them on your forehead as reminders. Write them on your doorposts of your house, on your gates. He's saying, get this stuff in your head, train them up with this word. So when they get older, they're not going to depart from it. And then Deuteronomy 6:20-25, he's saying, in the future, your children will ask you, what is the meaning of these laws, decrees, and regulations that the Lord our God has commanded us today? You know, they get older now. They're teaching them when they're younger. They're going to Sunday school. They're learning this stuff. And as they get older now, they might say, Mommy or Daddy, what's the meaning of all of this? I know we got to do this laws. You're telling us about this and God and all of that, right? What's the meaning of all of this, right? And this one here he said to tell them now. Then you must tell them, we were Pharaoh's slaves in Egypt, but the Lord brought us out of Egypt with his strong hand. The Lord did miraculous signs and wonders before our eyes, dealing terrifying blows against Egypt and Pharaoh and all his people. He brought us out of Egypt so he could give us this land he has sworn to give our ancestors. And the Lord our God commanded us to obey all these decrees and to fear him so he can continue to bless us and preserve our lives as he has done to this day. For we will be counted as righteous when we obey all the commands the Lord our God give us. So he's saying, now when they get to age, you're going to ask you questions. Why we got to be doing all of this? Why we got to follow these laws? You tell them why. You tell them why. So just in our case today, you tell them, this is what God done for me. You give them your experience, how God worked for you and how he come through for you in your time of need. And you give them your experience, just like how we tell the Israelites, let them know why. Give them your experience, because you see these miraculous things that I do. Give them your experience. Let them understand why they got to do it. And this is going to guarantee their success. So just in our case, we give our kids now, when we tell them about this, give them how God worked for us in our time of need. how God worked for us, how he come true for us. And when their time come, because life is going to bring some challenges to them, they must know, okay, this God worked for mommy, worked for daddy. I this is who I go into. This is what I turn into for answer my problems and not something else or somebody pull them offline, right? So train up a child the way they should go, guys. These are laws. Remember, this is what's going to guarantee your success. Even when you're dead and gone, you're going to be, they're going to do what you trained them to do, how you brought them up. So you don't got to worry when you're gone. If you put the right foundation, it's just like a house. You put on the right foundation, you could extend, put on, you could do anything to the structure. Got the foundation is solid. So he's saying give them a solid foundation, right? Talk to them about it. Teach them about these stuff. That's what he's saying. Give them the foundation and he train them up and let them know who is in charge, who's the real and one and only, right? So guys, I'm gonna just leave that for going to the weekend. But laws are there. Laws, don't let anyone tell you, the only way you guarantee your success is through following the laws, right? All these little laws, not only the main big ones, but these little everyday things, these stuff is going to hold true. You may not see the results right away. You just say, oh, this ain't working. No, it's working. You might be talking to your child right now and the little stubborn, the little disobedient, and you saying, oh, no. You keep telling them, the right thing. You keep showing them by example. Trust me. They're listening. It's getting into their soul. It's getting in there. And this law gonna work. When they get older and they're out of the rebellious phase now and life really hit them and they got a family of their own, trust me. All we are teaching them, all we were telling them when they're younger, it's gonna come right back to them. That now they got children to teach, they got the family to handle, and got time with this little rebellious stuff now. And they're going to come right back to what you teach them. All right, guys? So we're going to leave that there. We're going to leave it there, but keep training them up. Train them up in the way that you want them to go. And when they get older, they'll not depart from it. Thank you, guys. Have a great, great weekend. Goodbye.